Welcome to This Week at Four Horsemen. We are broadcasting live from the beautiful city of Runopolis, where all things are disappointing.
And bald.
And bald. So, Mayor, Mr. Mayor, what is This Week at Four Horsemen?
This Week at Four Horsemen is our weekly show to discuss some event sales promotions and other nerdy topics.
Do you think Superman protects Runopolis?
I think he probably does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think there is a newspaper called the Daily Disappointment?
There ought to be if there isn't.
I bet Perry White still manages that though. Ronnie White.
Bring me pictures of Spider-Man.
No, that's our Ronnie Robinson.
Yes.
Roninson. No, that's all right. This is going
Mixing
too far.
universes.
All right, we're gonna start off this week with a giveaway, but we're gonna do it a little differently. We're going to be posting a comment contest on Facebook tomorrow morning in celebration of the 4th, where we're going to be giving out some Ant-Man tickets, and we're using this as a platform to tell you about it. So go to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, check it out tomorrow morning. It's going to be Ant-Man related. It's going to win you some Ant-Man and the Wasp tickets, maybe, and it's going to be super, super cool. And I'm just kind of... We're going to push it a little bit. I want to get everybody to know about this because I have this idea, and it's going to be so funny.
Is it a really small idea?
It's a small idea that becomes a big idea.
Gotcha.
And then can probably become a smaller idea again. Yeah.
All
right. Moving on to comics.
We have some comics this week?
Yes, we are starting off with a new issue of The Walking Dead. This is issue 188 or 181. And if you remember recently, they had that beautiful Michonne variant, and they decided to bring it back. And they did a Rick one too. And of course, if you do Rick and then do Michonne,
you got to do Glenn.
Glenn. And it's going to make people buy it because they're going to be like, is Glenn in this issue? Of course, obviously, he's not.
No, Glenn is not.
Spoiler. As I was kind of reading this one, I was thinking a little bit about Glenn, and he's really one of the super popular characters. But there's nothing. He's just...
Yeah,
he's just a guy.
There's nothing remarkable about him. He's just a guy.
Is that why everybody loves Glenn?
Probably. He's the everyman.
He's the everyman, and you can kind of view yourself in his place. Yep. It's hard to imagine yourself as Daryl or Michonne, but Glenn, yeah, I could be Glenn.
I could definitely be Glenn. I couldn't be anybody else in that universe.
That's for sure.
Yep.
And moving on to DC, the wait is finally over. Oh man. Finally,
it's going to be such a short issue because nothing's going to happen. It's just nice, calm wedding. It's going to go off without a hitch.
I doubt that. I seriously doubt that.
I can't imagine.
So this is issue 50 of the current run of Batman. Bruce and Selena are finally getting married. No more of these Batman wedding prelude versus stuffs that we kept reporting on every week.
This is a main event.
Yeah.
So Lewis is joining us again tonight. Alex is out, but Lewis was checking in all these books tonight. Lewis, how many variants do we have for this Batman?
4 variants and a blank cover.
Nice. A lot of variants.
That's nothing compared to Captain America.
Captain America had 8.
Oh, great.
And that's 8 out of 8 that we got out of the 20. But we'll get on to that. And also from DC this week, we have a new run of Catwoman that apparently picks up on the wedding night.
Oh.
Where she's been called out by the Gotham City Police on her wedding night. Oh. And I can't imagine she'd be too happy about that, though I imagine Bruce might be more upset.
Don't make it Batman mad.
Don't make Batman mad.
No.
I'd be more afraid to make Selena mad.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
And moving over to Marvel, we have the first issue of a new run of Ghost Rider. This is Cosmic Ghost Rider. I'm just going to read.
Fantastic.
I'm going to read the synopsis here.
Okay.
Frank Castle was the Punisher.
Right.
A deal with the devil made him Ghost Rider. A deal with Galactus made him Cosmic. A deal with Thanos made him dead. Not to worry, he's coming back, and he's got a plan to make the universe a better place that's going to lead him on an even crazier adventure than he's ever been on.
I have no words. I got nothing for this one.
This is as crazy as it gets.
Wow.
Yes, and also for Marvel this week, we have a new Inhuman series in which all of the Inhumans die. Do you remember
another short book
in the old Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, Marvel? They always did the last panel of each book, preview for the next one. And whenever somebody would die or somebody would fake die, it'd always say, in next issue, all of the X-Men die.
Everybody dies.
This reminds me of that,
yeah,
which I think is cool. And also, I hate Black Bolt, and I think that cover
Look
is
at that cover.
awesome.
That's fantastic.
I actually just don't like any of the Inhumans. I don't mind Inhumans like comics, but I don't like any of the characters, and I'm looking forward to them all dying.
They're not going to die.
And that's not they are going to die.
Are they gonna die?
They are
Kill
going to die. Yeah.
All right.
According to the synopsis, it's a 5-issue run, and they're all going to die at the end or throughout it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
Medusa
see.
sucks.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Who's this?
And of course, tomorrow is the 4th.
It is the 4th.
And if somebody is going to have a brand new book premiere on the 4th of July, who better?
Why not Captain America?
Why not Captain America?
I was going to say Captain Britain.
Captain Britain.
No.
Ow. Ow. At least it didn't say Captain Canada.
Too soon.
Oh, Captain Canuck.
Captain Canuck.
But yes, of course, there's a new Steve Rogers book in which it's like an alternate universe where Hydra won the war and they rule America, and Steve has to kind of like overthrow them.
Ooh.
It's pretty cute.
That
And
looks
then
like an Alex Ross cover, is it?
it could be. I don't know.
I like that style.
Perhaps we could find out. Yes. And speaking of beautiful covers, Star Wars issue 50 with that beautiful Leia cover.
Yeah. And Vader's TIE Fighter in them.
There's a lot of things.
There's a lot of things. A
Star
Destroyer, an
Destroyer,
X-Wing.
the Falcon. You can see a lot of like
Yeah.
blueprints on that
That's
blueprint. It's
The blueprint.
it's really cool. And then our last comic, we have the 4th issue of the Last Jedi adaptation featuring Yoda. Yoda. Judge me by my blue color, do you? But yeah, they have added some of the deleted scenes and things from the novel that didn't make it into the movie into this comic.
Cool.
Highly recommend it. I've been enjoying a lot of fun.
They do the expanded Phasma scene. That's my favorite.
We haven't gotten to that yet. In this issue, we've only yet made it to Yoda, so we haven't made it to the Phasma scene yet. It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool. If you haven't watched the deleted scenes for The Last Jedi, I highly recommend. I finally watched it with a commentary Sunday.
Oh.
Wow.
Really?
I did not realize how much of that movie was practical effects.
Yeah, there's a lot of it. Yeah.
The bomb scene where they drop the bombs, that's real. That's not CG.
Really?
Yes. And there's a dozen other examples like that.
Wow.
They use it was over a green screen, so the dreadnought that you see is a green screen.
Right.
But the actual bombs and them dropping them out of the chute, it's all practical.
Wow.
It's so
That's
cool.
pretty cool.
Yes. Highly recommend the commentary with Ryan Johnson. I think just after watching that, my respect for him as a filmmaker just quadrupled. But yes, we will get out of this hot pot
nice, yeah.
and move on to the Four Horsemen versus series. Last week, MacGyver defeated the Skeksis. Who won our comment? Yeah, I know.
Come on.
I'm glad they're gone because I hate them, but I really think they should have won.
They should have won.
Who won this comment contest?
So Rose Strickland had the best comment this time around. Y'all be tripping. The Skeksis would hypnotize MacGyver and suck out his life essence faster than he could say, "If only I had a paperclip."
Faster than he could say, "I'm not a gelfling." Although he looks like a gelfling.
He does. It's the hair.
The life juice, we made it from the gelflings. You may live long, my emperor.
It's actually a really good Skeksis. I'm impressed.
There's probably
it's imprinted on you.
There's probably 5 to 10 movies that I've seen a comparable amount of times that I've seen as Star Wars.
Yeah.
And Dark Crystal's probably one.
But you don't like Dark Crystal.
I know.
I can't stop watching it.
I can't stop looking at it. I
myself.
can't look away. And this week
we have
Elizabeth Swann
versus Star Sapphire. Elizabeth Swann's got it.
I want her to have it. I don't think it's going to happen.
Please let Elizabeth win, guys.
Please.
Come on.
I mean,
I'm begging you. Do we get a veto? We should get like one veto per series.
Yeah, that's fair.
We could.
Do we want to spend it on Keira Knightley? Yes.
Well, Keira, if you're watching.
Now, I messaged, when I made this image Sunday, I sent Ron a message and said, we have 2 days to come up with a situation where Elizabeth Swann can viably defeat Star Sapphire within the rules of this contest. I failed.
I got nothing.
Other than like, and I don't even think this really falls into the rules. She's got to like sneak up on her while she's asleep and just stab her through the throat. And that like when you let the rules bend like that, then these arguments aren't really fun.
Yeah. She doesn't stand a chance, does she?
Maybe she'll win by popular vote.
You think?
No.
No. I can't see it happen.
No, probably not.
People like Keira Knightley, but yeah.
That's true.
She doesn't stand a chance.
All right, moving
All
on
right.
to events. We have some huge events going on this week. You can see there on the screen that is the full calendar image of everything we got going on.
So many things going on.
So
this
this is a huge week for events. We're going to talk a lot about all of these. Please, if you need more details than what we discuss here on the show, go to facebook.com/4horsemencomics and click on the event tab.
Yep.
And first up, of course, we have to discuss the return of core sets. Magic 2019 pre-release is this weekend. We have many different events. On Saturday, we have our After F&M midnight event, one at noon and 6 p.m., and then the Two-Headed Giant at 2. And then on Sunday, we have pre-release events at noon and 6 p.m. 6 p.m. is an after-hours event. Those are always the best. Gotta love that. It's $30 entry per player. And, of course, we have some perks, which Ron is here to tell you about.
So the more events you attend, the better the perks get. The first event, you're going to get 5% off all non-sealed, non-card case product. 2 events, you get an additional 5% off, and 3 events, additional 10% off. All these things stack too. So after your 3rd event, you're actually getting 20% off everything. 4th event, free soft drink with every event. 5 events, you get free sleeves with an entry to an event, and 6 events, you get a free iconic or Masters 20 pack.
While supplies last.
While supplies last.
Yes. And Four Horsemen Comics and Gaming, your local game store with benefits. And then, of course, we also have a Force of Will event this week, which is going to be this Friday at 6 p.m. with a $5 entry. Force of Will tournaments don't happen every week. Make sure to come out to this one. We'd like to do them every week. Come out and support the game.
Yeah.
For sure. What else we got?
Good stuff. We got Dice Masters Modern Constructed this Sunday at 2 p.m. and the entry is only $3.
Of course, and I love the tug of war image here that Truby chose for that event page. I'm not sure what side I'm on, but
that's great.
Yeah, it's great. It really is. And of course, we have another pre-release this Sunday.
So many pre-releases.
I know, so many pre-releases. This is the Final Fantasy Opus 6 pre-release. Is this Sunday at 3 p.m. with a $30 entry fee. Now, this is a limited event. We only have enough product for 24 players, so make sure you come in just a smidge early. And these pre-release kits come with a lot of awesome stuff. What do you get in a pre-release kit, Ron?
You get 6 of the Opus 6 boosters, a pre-release exclusive guy promo card, and a pack of pre-release exclusive card sleeves. So a little bit of everything.
You don't get card sleeves with your Magic the Gathering. Well, actually, you do if you play at Four Horsemen Comics and Gaming and you play in 5 events.
5 events, yeah.
Okay, all right, but you have to play in 5.
You get them eventually, yeah.
Yeah, of course. And then, of course, we have these awesome HeroClix events that we've been talking to you about every week. They are coming. Ron, what is the first one?
The first one is the 2018 Summer Whiz Kids Open. That is on the 14th of July. It's a $40 entry, 300-point sealed, multi-round Swiss followed by a single elimination cut. And the winner of this event is going to qualify for Nationals. And there are going to be side events, so come out and just hang out with the guys.
HeroClix Nationals, that's not a small event.
That is not a small event. That is a big event. Where are you going with this?
It's not a miniature event. Or it is.
Next
and also, we have the 2018 ROC HeroClix West Virginia State Championship. That is going to be July the 22nd at 11 a.m. That is a 300-point modern format event with a $25 entry fee. Of course, that's going to be a multi-round Swiss with a single elimination cut. The winner gets a bye into the ROC Cup in
Atlanta,
baby. Georgia. Come see Georgia. Mystical, magical, you'll never forget it. It's like Florida without the beach. And actually, they do have a beach. It's coastal, too, just not one that you want to go to. There will also be side events, not too down on the ROC Cup.
Yep.
The ROC Cup is a great event.
Come check it out.
Yes, and of course, that does it for events this week. We have a lot of stuff. Please come out. But now we want to talk to you about my favorite segment.
And my favorite segment.
This week in
Star
Star Wars. We are going to the Star Wars Fan Awards for 2018 were just announced. What are the Star Wars Fan Awards for 2018? That's basically fan content awards where you can submit any kind of Star Wars fan content that you make, be it video, photo, or visual art. The submissions will be open on July the 18th, and you can submit it at StarWarsFanAwards.com. And then, of course, you can nominate other people, maybe a certain gaming news show that you watch every week that has its own Star Wars segment every week, and they report on Star Wars news every week. What other show gives you Star Wars news every week.
Pick us, George Lucas.
Please send us. Winners will be chosen by a panel of judges from Lucasfilm, and the winners will be announced in a very special episode of the Star Wars Show, which, if you're not watching, that is the exclusive program on the Star Wars YouTube channel. Highly recommend.
Cool.
Yes. And now we're moving on to a marvel of a new movie. One of my favorite all-time movie posters. This week, we get to watch The Ant-Man.
And Wasp.
And the Wasp, yes. Janet. I'm ready for Janet. Yes.
So this movie, when I saw it, surprised the heck out of me.
So Ant-Man.
Ant-Man, yeah, the original Ant-Man. I really was expecting this to not be a very good movie.
It was a lot like Guardians.
Yeah, it kind of came out of nowhere.
Well, even not much as Guardians, because Ant-Man itself has a precedent in comics, but still, like the general public who maybe aren't as familiar with Hank and Janet.
What is this?
Yeah, and then you watch it and you're like, wow, it really has a feel like if Judd Apatow made a superhero movie.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not just saying that because Paul Rudd is in it, but I mean that's the feel of it, and it has a great cast with Evangeline Lilly, and of course
Michael Douglas.
Yes, the magical
Douglas.
Michael Douglas.
Come on, Mike.
Yes, and Mr. Michael Pena.
Yeah.
He's just so funny, and highly looking forward to this movie.
Yeah.
Although there's a little bit of controversy because it's a little bit of a weird placement, because it feels like it should have taken place before Infinity War, and maybe it actually does. And if it takes place after Infinity War, there's a lot of questions.
There's a lot of missing people, is what there is.
Yeah, and if it does take place before Infinity War, why didn't they release this one in May and Infinity War later?
Well,
because it
Deadpool
feels like
too.
Even we're excited for this movie, but the hype for this movie can't compare to Infinity War. So it feels like it kind of feels like the fart after the hurricane. So a lot of people are wondering, why wasn't this movie at the beginning of the summer, Infinity War at the end of the summer? Especially when you take into consideration, then Infinity War wouldn't have had to compete with Deadpool and Solo, but
which it did.
Well, compete.
Yeah.
As in kick them out the door. Deadpool 2 made quite a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, they both did, but but I'm excited. I can't wait to see this Thursday night.
You want Thursday night?
I'm going Thursday. I see every Marvel movie at the premiere.
Opening?
Oh yeah, all of them.
Nice.
Super excited. And speaking of Marvel,
I'm really excited for this. I'm so excited for this.
So, as a sequel to last week's top 10 reasons why we hate Scott Summers.
Scott, nothing personal, buddy.
So, as we go through these, Ron is going to have to read them. So, Ron, what are we talking about this week?
So, this is going to be our top 13 reasons. We had 10. Wolverine wasn't having any of it. So, we are now doing the top 13 reasons why we love Wolverine.
Yeah, Logan. And Mr. Young, before you move on to number 13, could you make the screen that we view this on just a wee bit bigger so that I can make sure that Ron can read these?
All right. In full disclosure, again, I have not seen these, so I don't really know what to expect on this.
Okay, so we're going to flip through these, and Ron is going to have to read them to you. So, the 13th reason why the top 13th reason why we love Wolverine.
But you want 13 first, or?
Yeah, 13.
13, yes, from 13 up.
Wolverine's team is the best team,
which we discussed last week.
Yeah,
and there's not much to say about it. Storm, Nightcrawler, come on.
Yeah, that is a good team.
Yes, and that's just a fair and true statement. All right, number 12.
It's pretty easy. So that cameo. No,
I think that's probably like in my top 5 hardest laughs. In a theater. Yep. Like it's definitely up there.
I can't remember the line, but we can't say it, can we?
We can't say
it.
No.
That's one of the words we can't
say. Hey, you want to join our team? And he's like,
no.
He said no in a less than polite way.
In the Wolverine way.
And it was just so out of left field.
Yeah.
I mean, we probably should have expected a Wolverine.
Oh yeah.
All right, number 11.
He's the only reason X-Men got a sequel. That is also true.
I love the original X-Men movie. But what really stands out about that movie, aside from Wolverine? Okay, yes, Xavier and Magneto.
Yeah,
but aside from, Wolverine.
Yep.
Ron, now I have to ask you.
Okay.
Does it hurt?
What?
You're supposed to say every time.
Every time. All right, I can't remember this scene, but there was a scene where they're in like the Statue of Liberty or something.
At the end, yeah.
And he like flips off Scott.
Yeah, with
one claw, yeah.
yeah. Scooby Scott.
It's like 11A why we like Wolverine.
Yeah. And number 10.
Number 10. He is a World War II vet. Something Steve brought.
He fought in World War II.
He fought in every war.
All
it's been around forever.
With Captain of freaking America.
Yeah.
And Namor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how could that not make the list?
Happy 4th of July, Logan.
Happy 4th of July, Logan. James. And number 9.
He walked out on Canada.
So if you've read the initial issue where he joins the X-Men, that's X-Men Giant Size number 1. That's where all the original members, except for Scott, leave. And the new team kind of joins up. And he leaves Weapon X, Alpha Flight. Yeah. And this is the scene in that comic where he's like, I'm out of here. I'm going with Xavier. And he's like, you can't. I will have you locked up. And he's like, screw you. I'm gone.
I think it's more like, I'll have you locked up, buddy.
I'll have you locked up. You're not my buddy, friend.
I'm not your friend, guy.
I'm not your guy, pal.
I can't remember.
And number 8.
Number 8.
Number 8.
Can you rock yellow, blue, and black tights?
No.
He makes it work.
He
Anybody
does.
else, it's not going to work.
They would just look ridiculous.
Yeah.
But him,
you're not going to call him ridiculous looking.
No.
You might do it once.
No, I don't think you would. I mean, I wouldn't.
No.
Unless
never.
I was Magneto, I guess. Yeah. And number 7.
And through it all, he is a dad. He is.
Maybe not the best dad.
No.
But he is a dad. He's still there.
Still sort of
he shows up at Laura's recitals. He does stuff, He buys her cereal.
Those are feral Wolverines.
Teaches her how to hunt. I've been reading Fables all this week.
Yeah.
And, never mind, that's a spoiler. Number 6.
Number 6.
Number 6.
He went to hell and fought Satan.
He fought Satan.
Who else? Did Scott Summers ever fight Satan?
No.
I don't think so. No. No, Scott, you didn't.
If Scott went to hell, and one day he will, he would not come back. Logan fought Satan and crawled his way back out.
Yeah. Yes.
Whew.
Oh, Wolvie.
And number 5.
Judge me by my age, do you?
Does Wolverine, is he like wine? Does he only get better with age?
He just gets so much better.
Yeah.
And so much crustier.
Yeah. Hawkeye too.
Yes.
And number 4.
Number 4. First appears, fights Hulk. Ain't no thing.
Ain't nothing. Just cat. First time out on the block, fights the Hulk.
I'm gonna fight the Hulk.
Whatever. It's fine.
If I've learned anything from Deadpool 2, when you're first put in prison, you find the biggest guy in the yard.
You didn't learn that till Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
I mean, all right, that's fair. All right. No, it wasn't, it wasn't Escape from Alcatraz or Shawshank Redemption. No, it was Deadpool 2.
It was Deadpool 2.
Yeah, it's fine.
All
And
right.
number 3?
Number whatever we're on?
3?
Claws!
Claws!
Yes! Not even the Santa variety.
Nothing more to say on that one. Number 2.
Hugh effing Jackman. They could not have cast that character any better for these movies. I don't think. The Missus even liked that movie where you got to see his butt. Remember when he
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when he's taking a bath.
Yeah.
In the house.
Yep.
The jet. And
Moving on.
I know what I'm watching tonight. Number 1 reason.
I'm the best there is at what I do, but what I do isn't very nice. My favorite quote.
Didn't need to edit that in any way. Didn't need to memeize it at all.
Nope, it is
number 1 reason why we love you, Rogan. Rogan, we love you.
Complete us.
Make our hair grow back, Rogan.
Scalp massage.
And moving on to the Horsemen of the Week, we got to give a shout out to one of my favorite black and green death wizards. We got to give a shout out to my main man, Deathrite Shaman, who is recently forbidden. He was kicked off of the
He's off the island.
the legacy format boat island there. Gotta say, I'm gonna really gonna miss this guy. Just gotta give him a shout out. Had a lot of fun times with this guy. Ron has sold more than 1 copy of him, which means that he's put dollars in the register. So Ron's got a little.
Yes, I'm a little sad. 1 tear.
Yeah.
1 tear for Deathrite.
And of course, we have a little meme for the occasion. Some people touch your life in a way that will never let you forget them. Rest in peace, Deathrite Shaman.
I don't remember him being enough.
He was the bird. Kyle?
Squirrel.
Or is that's the dog?
That's the dog.
That's the dog, yeah. All right. Love Up. Great movie. And moving on to our sale this week, we have a Wolverine themed sale, of course. Any back issues with Wolverine on the cover are slashed half off.
Slashed.
Half off.
I see what
Half
you did there.
off. And we're going to let you know about our social medias, but don't go away because we have a very special Happy 4th of July message and a very special post-credit scene. Please like us at facebook.com/4horsemencomics. Follow us on Instagram at 4horsemencomics. Like our YouTube page at youtube.com/c/4horsemencomics gaming. Follow us on Twitter at the number 4horsemencomics. Watch all of our streaming content at twitch.tv/4horsemencomics. Shop our TCG inventory at shop.4horsemencomics.com. And visit all 3 wonderful locations in Waynesburg, Pennsylvania, Bridgeport, West Virginia, and of course, the one, the only, Morgantown, West Virginia, right there in the Morgantown Mall, right there next to Sears. And from the staff of 4 Horsemen Comics and Gaming, we would like to say a very happy 4th of July.
Yes.
There we
Very
go.
nice. Very nice.
Steve.
Hate to see him leave.
I hate to see him leave, but I love to watch him go. And
we can edit that, right?
That was live. That's on the internet forever.
Great.
All right, and for our post-credit scene, do you want to be Dale or do you want to be Scott?
Which one has less speaking lines?
Scott?
I'll be Scott.
Okay. 3 years in San Quentin, huh?
You found out.
Baskin Robbins always finds out.
Look, I'm sorry, all right? But no one would hire me.
Breaking and entering, grand larceny.
Look, I'm sorry. I don't do it anymore. I just...
Respect.
What?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. You really stuck it to those billionaire SOBs. The more I read about you, what you did and stuff, I'm like, wow, I know this guy. I'm in charge of this guy.
Well, I'm very happy in this job, and I really appreciate the opportunity.
Well, you're fired, of course. I can't really keep
What?
you on.
Wait, fired?
Yeah.
What? Dale, look, it wasn't a violent crime. I mean, I'm a good worker.
No, it wasn't a violent crime. It was a cool crime. And I'll tell you what, though. Off the books, off the records. But if you want to grab one of those mango fruit blasts on your way out the door, I'll just pretend I didn't see it.
All right.
Go see Ant-Man and the Wasp, everybody.